Welcome to another episode of the You Only Live Once Life and Business Innovation Style. Yummy conversations, yummy meditations, where I, Honey, bring you yummy conversations so that you can stay yummy in your body. So if you haven't picked up this book, it also comes in Chinese, 活出自我, really signifying how you can live a fulfilled, inspired-driven, freedom-driven life and innovate on whatever it is that you're working on at the moment and step into that next step that's bigger for you, that's full of potential. And today I'm going to address the problem that has really been top of mind for me because I've just been doing a bunch of celebration sessions with a lot of my clients who've been with me for 6 months, a year, 2 years, seeing how far they've come. And we just did a reflection about where they were when they first met me. And this is very different from where a lot of other coaches meet their clients. So I just wanted to share with you 5 ways in which you may be unfulfilled and not do anything about it, and how to recognize 5 different reasons why you're being unfulfilled, even though things seem so amazing. So one of the first things I ask my clients is in these reflection sessions is, do you remember what it was like when you first came? Because the thing is, a lot of people seek out business coaches, life coaches, and support systems and high-level support in general when they actually feel like something in their life is going wrong, or something is really, really bad, or they're feeling very depressed, or they're feeling that they don't have what they need in their lives. The thing that's different about the way that I work is that a lot of my clients come to me when they already have everything that they felt like they wanted, and they already have the good career. And my clients like you that you're watching, you probably already have your career, you have that thing that you've been dreaming of, and at the same time, you're still feeling a little bit empty, or you're still feeling that you're a little bit bored, or you're still feeling like, you know what, I'm still not feeling alive. Like, I don't feel like I'm really living, and I still feel numb, or in many ways, there's a lot of things that I just don't feel like I'm a part of every single second of my life. I feel like I'm just rolling into one after the other thing, and things are great, but they're not fantastic, they're not amazing, they're not something that I want to shout from the top of my lungs. Not that that is a goal, but it's just that feeling of, sparkle sensations in your body, feeling like you're looking forward to every single day, feeling like, you know what, I have the love of my life, and the love is made up of people, career, family, and relationships. So that's the sort of feeling that people come to me with. They're like, you know what, I have everything that ticks the box, but there's something that is just not quite right. And these are the 5 reasons that could be. So number 1, that you may not be fulfilled is that your needs are not getting met. Your deeper needs are not being met. So even if you have the financial ability, even if you have the boyfriend or the girlfriend, or even if you have the recognition from work, maybe there's a deeper need within you that you have not really addressed. And these deeper needs can be really powerful, because if you don't address them and they're an actual need, then you're always going to feel very uncomfortable. You're feeling like, I'm not exactly thriving, and I feel maybe a little bit anxious, maybe a little worried, maybe a little unsettled. That's a very hard thing to pinpoint your finger or put your finger on, but it's just that feeling of it's not quite right. So a deeper need might be missing and it's not being met. And the second thing that you might be feeling unfulfilled is because you don't know what your true values and your commitments are. So of course, you've done exercises, maybe you've checked out some personality tests and identified some of the core values that you have. However, a lot of these tests that we're doing, and a lot of these tests that come in contact, is very general and it's not very specific to you. And so when you don't know what your deeper desires are, and you don't know what your deeper needs are, and you don't know what your deeper core values are, that's something that lights you up and that allows your energy, which is this heart here, to flow through everything in your life, your lifestyle, your vision, your career, your communication, the people you work with, and your value, and all the way down to your energy, then you will feel drained, and you will feel that, you don't have that purpose that drives you for 10, 15 years to come. So that value and that commitment, in which I call the yummy commitment, YUMM stands for your unique momentum. So the energy source that lights up your momentum, when you don't know what that is, that can cause a little bit of friction in terms of your energy levels as well, and making you feel and allowing you to feel that you're really aligned with your values and your actions and your surroundings. So this is something that we discuss in some of the chapters in the book and also in coaching. And one way to find out a way to get closer to that is asking yourself, what actually lights me up? That's a base level question that you can ask. And from there, you can do some analysis to find that out. We have more steps inside the book if you're interested in looking at, okay, how do I draw them out of me? And a tip for that is that it's really unconscious, and it's something that really lies in the back of your mind that drives your conscious mind. And when you do know it, then you really can unlock some of the reasons and some of the energy flow that's stuck within you. And so you know exactly what it takes for you to feel so engaged with life and so in love with what you have. And so that's 2. And the third reason that you might not be feeling fulfilled is because you're not living your potential. And it's such a big word being thrown around, and the biggest challenge to not understanding what your potential is or even dismissing it is you just don't feel motivated. Your energy levels are just, you're doing things that people think is really difficult, or you're doing things and you're getting paid really well for it, or you're doing things and you feel like everyone looks up to you for it. Yet at the same time, you know that there's so much more creativity that you can be putting into things. There's so much more energy that you can putting into things. And so as a result, you fill your time up with all these other extracurricular activities, maybe joining a sports thing, maybe joining another education master's program, or maybe you're joining a different type of social event that has, or fitness program. So whatever that is, you're trying to maximize your potential. You're trying to engage yourself in so many different activities. And at the same time, it's like, okay, what is it that is your potential that is truly wanting your attention? And what is that deeper potential? So when you don't feel fulfilled, maybe there's an untapped potential within you that's waiting to bloom, waiting to be seeded, waiting for you to water it. And a lot of times it's not the first thing that we think of. And the reason for that is because the true potential and the true desire oftentimes scares us so much. So much that we don't even want to go there, right? And we don't even want to experience that. And we'll talk that a little bit more in point number 5. So not living your potential. So ask yourself right now, are you, yes or no, living at your true potential right now in your life? If you were to die right now, and this is kind of a morbid subject, but if you were to die right now, have you done the best that you can do in order for you to be the best person that you can be? Maybe it is in relationship to your family. Maybe that's the first thing that comes up. Are you the best daughter? Are you the best son? Like, as you wish. Maybe it's in terms of your community. Have you stepped up? Like, have you really created the reality that you want to? Maybe it's in terms of career. Like, are you really using this opportunity of 8-9 hours a day to create what you want to create in the world? Or are you only feeding yourself in this big world? And is that enough for you? Is that something that is evolving for you? What's your relationship towards that? Knowing where that sits in your maybe evolved potential. Your potential may have been fulfilled before, but now you're at a stage where you're thinking, what? Maybe I have more to give. Maybe I have more to receive. Maybe I have more to grow. And that's your new potential. So tuning into what's your new potential today, where you've evolved into, and what's the next step for you? That would really help you kind of shift into that unfulfillment to curiosity and spaciousness and a general sense of there's a hope and there's a way to be more embodied, more myself, and more happy in where I am. And I don't have to compromise who I am. So maybe that's your new potential. And who is it that you are? Right? So going back to point 1 and point 2, knowing those commitments will know who you are. Are you evolving to become more and more authentic, or are you becoming more and more reserved? Those are some of the things that is that going according to what you feel life is all about. So number 4 about not feeling fulfilled and reasons that you might be feeling unfulfilled is not understanding what you can change in order to add more aliveness into your life. So if you know that you're not living your potential, you know that there are commitments and values in you that are not being met because the result is you're not energized and you're not free, and you're not feeling like life is so fun and pleasurable, and you're only experiencing that when you're out of or in a certain segment and compartment of your life, which is maybe vacation or when you're with friends and you can't find that joy in daily life, then it's about not understanding what you can actually change. And the thing about that is that if you knew what you could change, then you will not be unfulfilled. If you knew what you could make a difference, there's two things, right? If you knew and you could change it, then you would get yourself out of this feeling of unfulfillment. However, if the next day you're still not living in a situation where you're feeling like, you know what, I'm living my commitments, I have a purpose, I'm going in that direction, I'm really fulfilled and really happy, then that means that there's something that you don't know that needs to be changed in order for this entire outlook to shift. And what is it? So at this point, you're noticing it. It's really being honest and really not sugarcoating it and being like, look, like this is not okay. And what can I actually change? So if you don't know what that is, then the first step is to really, really pour everything that could possibly be the answer out on a piece of paper. Of course, like in our coaching sessions, we go real deep and we connect with that deeper space of, okay, what is ready to completely evolve now? It's a transformational process, right? Transformational process means not incremental change, but almost beyond that. So in a completely different ballgame, in a different zone, a complete uncomfort zone, where you have the opportunity to transform, to change everything about your life that you want to let go of and really receive all the new things. And that's a very, very, very complex and challenging and at the same time terrifying experience. No matter what people say and no matter how much you want to change and how brave you are, when you truly are faced with A, the change itself, and B, the follow through, and C, the maintenance of it, it's pretty damn scary. Because I just had a couple clients tell me that they suddenly, after they've decided to jump off the cliff and work together and create the massive changes that their whole life is almost unrecognizable if they were to take it and describe it to their former self. Right now, what they're facing is actually receiving all of that new stuff. Sometimes they're like, I can't handle it. Like, I'm getting so many things that I want. It's just so, like, there's not enough time to handle all of it. So there's a lot of pressure in terms of even as you're shifting that can really, really affect your equilibrium. So not understanding A, what you can change to improve, and B, not realizing that there is actually a process of that going forward can also bring it back to contributing to that unfulfillment, because just not knowing and not knowing what to do, feeling stuck. And that's where unfulfillment really stems from, that feeling of feeling stuck and you don't know what to do, what to change in order to get to a next level. And the number 5 is being afraid to dream. So this one is very, very tough, especially if you're a high achiever, especially if you have achieved a lot of goals in your life, especially if in your mind achievement is, you know, career achievement, maybe relationship achievement, maybe family achievement, maybe community achievement. When you already have those things and you have created some of them in your life, the challenge is actually to challenge that and to dream even further, to dream even deeper, to dream even more real. So understanding how to connect to your heart, how to connect to your inner voice, how to connect to your inner guidance, and being like, what is that next thing that's really, really guiding me to open up, that's really allowing me or encouraging me to explore, and understanding what that bigger dream is and what that is very scary, because it may mean that you'd have to, like what we mentioned earlier, give up a lot of the things that you already know, a lot of the current structures, things that you don't want to give up because you've worked so hard for. And that's a spiritual journey, right? And this is not something that you have to take at all if you don't want to. But if you really are on this journey of looking for fulfillment and finding out, okay, what is it that I'm ready for, and I'm ready for to transform to get onto the other side, so that I really can feel the energy that connects the worlds, that connects straight from source. It is really acknowledging that inner growth, that outer growth, and that global sort of more spiritual growth side. And when you can have all those growth pieces aligned, fulfillment is natural. Fulfillment can come every step of the way, and then bigger fulfillment can come in these bigger transformations. So if you're too afraid to dream big and acknowledge some of these desires that have been coming up, but also face the biggest, truest things that you're meant to create, then that may also keep you unfulfilled. So which one of these apply to you? And maybe one of these apply to you more than others? I would love to hear it in the comments. And of course, I'm here to support successful, ambitious professionals to live into their next stage of life, whether that is in your careers or whether that is in your life, to have those breakthroughs so that you can actually not only just live the potential, but also break through some of that personal barrier that's holding you back. So if you like this and this brought you value, please subscribe, please comment, and please like. And of course, I hope you take this as a way to encourage and bring more awareness around where you can find more insight within yourself to make that change, get that energy and aliveness in you. This is Hani Yinghan, and I'll see you in the next video. Thank you so much for listening and reflecting onto yourself. Talk to you soon.